Little get to know you here in the opening round, scheduled for 10. That's good work by Bernard Hopkins. The combination punching is something that he stressed to us in the pre-fight buildup. A little something for his opponent after getting tagged. Well-placed double jab. See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. Junior's rocked by a huge hook to the head. Hits him in the mug with the right. Hopkins is doing well here with that two-punch combination. Comes right back with a big blow up top. Right hand over the top, very accurate with it. Teddy, what do you think we're going to see out of Jones?
I think you're going to see what you always see. You know, you're going to see a guy that breaks the rule book as far as the way you're supposed to go about technically approaching pugilism. But I think you're going to see speed, you're going to see power, great reflexes, great sense of anticipation, and you're going to see a little cockiness.
Hopkins is showing that walking stick right now, utilizing the jab. So many times you hear of an early round where they're just feeling each other out. No way, not these guys, straight to action.
Well, if they can keep this up, they're both going to have headaches, but we're going to have a special one on our hands.
Solid left hand to the head. Fires right back at him. Turns over that hook, and he does damage upstairs. And that's what fighters do. Pulls the trigger right away after taking one. You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. So they close out that round. Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, I know you watch very closely how these trainers go about their business. You were under the tutelage of one of the true legends of the game, the great Cus D'Amato.
Yeah, I mean, I was fortunate. Quite honestly, those opportunities, situations probably don't exist anymore because we've lost a lot of those, you know, really great trainers and managers that boxing was their whole life. I spent 7 years with Cus D'Amato, and I learned the nuts and bolts from a physical, technical point of view of what's important to give to a fighter, but the psychological part, to understand the pressures that a fighter is under, the fears that a fighter deals with. And if you don't understand that, all the other things don't mean anything, because you have to understand how a fighter's feeling to understand why he's behaving or not behaving a certain way.
And Roy blocks that punch. There's that hand speed of Roy Jones Jr. landing the hook. Reaching the halfway mark of this round, Hopkins is showing you that sublime skill right now with that two-punch combo. Now this is exactly what I love out of an offensive fighter, Teddy. A guy who's able to put together the multi-punch combinations and make it look like it's just a sweet science.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you can do when you have good fundamentals. Not just good physical ability. That's only part of the equation, but just good technical ability. And that's what he's doing. He's snapping his punches. They're nice and clean. They're crisp. They're short. They're together.
And he just holds on there. Oh, you see him with the left of the head there? Scores well to the head with the right hand. Bernard Hopkins is once again the target of a hook. Here's one for you now, he says. Right back with the left hand. Roy Jones Jr. with a royal right. Hopkins, his attitude in that last round really paid off. You saw he was a much busier fighter.
I want to see that counter hook. Make him pay.
And round number 3 is underway. To the head he goes with a left hand. Right back to it upstairs. Junior crushed by a huge uppercut. Jones's movement helped out there. He avoided that punch. And now we got a fight. He fires back a right hand of his own. Hopkins' combination punching is working well here. Sizzling hand speed we saw moments ago. Heck of a combination, but pretty easy to get it off when you're that fast.
Yeah, it is. And what it causes too is, besides us saying, ooh, that we see those quick hands and the judges, you know, marking it down, also it makes the opponent keep his hands in his pocket. He's afraid to move his hands because the other guy's so much faster.
That is a big right hand after eating one himself. Jones is nailed by a hook. Bernard Hopkins going old school there. B-hop with your basic 1-2. Good job with another left hand. That hook was well off the mark. Good exchange. He fires back. Hopkins' work in training camp is now paying off. Do you see the accuracy and the effectiveness with that combination? Jones's punch is far off the target. Solid straight right hand. And you see what he can do when he sends that right to the head. Comes right back at him with a left hand. And that's the end of round 3.
Come on, you're doing great. Keep the pressure on him. Keep on him.
Interesting first 3 rounds we've seen so far. Jones is willing to engage in the fight. He's willing to throw punches, but he's losing every round.
Yeah, I mean, you can throw punches, but it's kind of like spitting in the wind. You know, you could spit, but if the wind's blowing at you, it's going to come back and hit you in the face, and that's exactly what's happening.
Strong right hand by Junior. Roy Jones Jr. is gaining momentum and starting to pour it on. Teddy, I think he's going to go down. I think he's going to go down after getting tagged right there.
He doesn't know where to go. I mean, he's like a guy that's caught in a hailstorm. He's trying to get to the other side of the street, but he just doesn't know where it is now.
Oh, he turns it over right into a hook. Hopkins is left now getting into the mix. Bernard Hopkins is showing that he's got some defense of his own. He got away from that punch. Good smooth work by Roy Jones. That's classic counterpunching.
Yeah, what he did was he pulled that right shoulder back. You know, he just pulled it back, gave him the left shoulder, and then gave him the right hand.
They're sending more than one at him now. The combo to the head. Not the most accurate uppercut you'll see. Hopkins is on the receiving end of a very good counterpunch. Very nice work to the head. The right hand landed. Junior's hurt by a superb hook to the head. He comes back with the left hand again. He gives as well as he takes. You saw it on that exchange. And now a well-placed hook to the head. A little head hunting with Roy Jones Jr. shook up there, Teddy. What a turn of events. Just moments ago, he was the one doing the damage.
No other sport shows retribution right in front of you so quickly, so impactfully.
Your jab works good when you use it.
The action starts up again, but it's only favored one man. Hard to see this fight going the distance based on what we've witnessed so far. What a good counterpunch by Roy Jones. Teddy, there are opportunities that are here for him, aren't there?
Yeah, counterpunch opportunities, because he's got an opponent who's walking in a little bit. Now he has a chance to start to chuck something back at him a little.
Good effective work with that straight right hand. Scored well up top. Hopkins' right hand scores well. Up top with the quick hook. He gets hit, but he gives it right back. Quick snapping hook, and it does damage. And he's holding. Hopkins is landing a combination here. That's what he does when he's at his very best. Juniors now feeling the after effects of being rocked by a huge hook to the head. Really on the mark with that over-the-top shot with the right hand. Back and forth they go, each man getting the best of it. Bernard Hopkins is putting his punches together now. That's a nice combination. Able to land the hook to the head. Junior's movement's really helping him out, avoiding that punch. Hopkins is the kind of boxer that wants to do just that. Find the target, get the combination working, land both punches. There's the headshot, but he parries it away. As we're between rounds now, Teddy, it gives us pause and time to reflect on what he's accomplished. Hopkins' precision punching has carried this fight.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, it's not because he ate a lot of carrots when he was a kid and he has real good eyesight. It's because he's calm, he has good technique, and that is why he's right on the mark.
Good shot to the head with that right hand. How is he able to do this? How is he able to take these shots?
You know, one time Muhammad Ali talked about taking a chin. He had one of the great chins of all time. And what he basically talked about was that when you start to get hit those shots, you start to go down a hallway. And then you go into a gray room. You go from a light room to a gray room. And at the end of the hallway, you see a dark room. You don't want to go to that dark room. And you have a choice. You put your feet down and you start backing up. I'm not going to that dark room. This guy is not being taken to that dark room.
Bernard Hopkins has landed a good, solid combination. How about that left hand? Able to land with the right. Jones is putting forth that hard work he did in training camp there, landing a crisp combination. Oh, he just... things opened up, and he was able to place the right hand well. Bernard Hopkins is hoping to recover right here. The way to do it, he feels, to tie up.
Yeah, it's not about machoism right now. It's about getting past this point, surviving, and then having a chance later on to get back to win the fight.
Fires off that hook. Well, this can become a bore, and he's making a decision to do it as he ties up again. Jones is proving to be elusive. Roy Jones Jr.'s on the bad end of a big hook upstairs. Junior's inability to get away from his opponent's left hand is so evident.
And it's going to stay that way if he doesn't change something. He needs to move the other direction, away from that punch.
Super two-punch combo by Roy Jones. 3 minutes gone by in this round. Hopkins is in dominating form here tonight. He's doing everything he wanted to do, and he's ahead on our scorecards ringside.
Yeah, but don't forget, he's in the other guy's hometown. So don't let up too soon. Don't start partying too soon. You know, still keep doing the things you were doing to get you to this place.
Flush right hand to the head. Right to the body. Bernard Hopkins is so dangerous with that accuracy, a two-punch combination landing. He's getting him into position there. You can see him backing him up against the ropes. He got hit, but he sends it right back. Well, supposed to be fighting, but instead he's hugging. How about a return to sender with the left hand? Oh, and they decide to trade there. Boy, sharp two-punch combination by Roy Jones. He falls victim to that big hook. He is swinging away. Big shot comes crashing home. Maybe the most destructive blow in all of boxing. That body shot is debilitating. He is down.
1, 2, 3.
B-Hop went down, but he's proving he's not out. Hopkins looking to fight on. Pulls the trigger right away with the left hand after getting tagged himself. The combo lands upstairs. Little head knocking with that right hand. Roy Jones Jr. He's got those earmuffs on, and he's got his hands tight against his body. But Teddy, still, some things are getting through.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like driving a car, Joe, you know, and the weather's a little bad, and you say, I want to be safe here, I'm going to stop the car. You don't stop and park the car in the middle of the highway. The cars are coming. I mean, he stopped right there in the middle of the highway. Cars are coming. You know, pull off somewhere. You know, get the heck out of there. Find the right parking spot.
Keep on.
This is just a good, solid fight. Yes, he's leading on your scorecard here as we begin round number 8, but there Jones is dazed after that punch. Did you see that? Remember earlier, he was on the canvas. Now he's looking down on his opponent.
And we thought it was a bad thing earlier for him. It turned out to be a bad thing for his opponent because he got careless here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So he goes down, but able to get up to his feet. Teddy, what should he be thinking about now?
Well, right now, just surviving, but if he survives, then he better figure out why he was put on the floor.
And now he's acting like a fighter, coming back with the right hand after getting scored upon. And now he's targeting upstairs. Roy Jones Jr. smacked by a left hand. Nice block by Roy Jones. Roy Jones Jr. is being damaged right now. You know from watching his career. Look at that. He was able to get up and continue on last time. Now he goes down again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And it's over. Look at this. Roy Jones Jr. is not going to hear from those judges. He's a knockout victim.
Ladies and gentlemen, by way of knockouts, your